green wave offense takes the field, and they'll have the ball first. We have got a tremendous matchup between these two running backs, both stars in their own right, and David, both ready to make a huge impact.
I mean, how fun is it to have two guys, one on each side, when they have the football, like they can go the distance. Just dynamic speed, great vision. These defenses are in trouble because these guys can touch it a bunch of different ways, and Palmer, they can hit home runs from anywhere on the field.
And I think what makes them really unique too, David, is that they're very versatile guys. Both guys can run between the tackle box. They can take it outside. They can both catch the football as well. So no doubt the game plan for both offenses, feed the running back as many different ways as possible and just let him go to work.
Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
Tulane forced to send out the punt unit. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. A low line drive and not his best work. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. The Cornhuskers offense will have its first possession of the game. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today? And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sundays.
Yeah, and these guys can both stress a defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent, and both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks, David. This one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. A big showdown. They know what's on the line. Man, these are two huge names. You know, brand versus brand. Big-time baller versus big-time baller. Trying to come out on top. Yeah, defenses, I feel bad for them today. That's not what this is about. This is about the QBs.
How bold will they be on third down after that last run? Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. The Cornhuskers will bring the punt team onto the field. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The Tulane offense headed back onto the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
Man, this defense is setting the tone early. 3 and out on the first drive, and on the first play, the second drive, they get a TFL. They are sending a very clear and distinct message to this offense. They are going to set the tone of this game.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you can tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out. And
intercepted, and the defense has set him up. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And this ball looks like it just got away from the quarterback. I think he made the right decision. He was going to the receiver that seemed open, but just not very accurate on the throw, and that leads to the interception.
And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered.
And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Nebraska! Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that type of field position. Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Tulane has it back in the offense, coming out to go on the attack. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Man, nowhere to run on that play at all.
About all you can say is do better. But that's the problem. Are they able to do better?
And that's why you keep trying things, right? You keep trying to get on the perimeter, running up the middle, try different things to see what you do well.
Hey guys, this running back's not just catching checkdowns or swing routes. You can get him vertically down the field and let him go to work, especially when you get man coverage. Take advantage.
Got it in the middle. It's Bohannon. This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the first down.
That's really got to make this offensive coordinator feel good calling plays. You get a completion on third down early in the game, and he should be having a lot of confidence now moving forward in this game.
Makes the catch along the sidelines and steps out of bounds.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Turns it on in midfield. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. Tulane right back to the line.
Well, the defense just had to chase that guy down and make a tackle after a long run, and no chance to...
Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
And listen, the quarterback drops back, and he's going through his progressions. We see zone, but just couldn't do anything about it. This defensive line, this pressure, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
And he doesn't find much running room, a short gain on the play.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down.
And as an offense, that's just why you cannot get behind the sticks in these types of situations. Third in California is hard to complete and is hard to convert for anybody. And even though the running back is able to do something positive on that third down play, it's just too many yards to gain, and now they're forced to punt.
Pressure coming, and he's sacked. A big play on fourth down to stop this drive.
That's a tough place to be if you're the quarterback, too. On fourth down, the defense dials up the blitz, and you just feel the pocket constricting around you. It's like a black hole. There's just nothing you can do. It's hard to see receivers downfield. It's hard to step up, and on that play, you're helpless, and you know that you're losing possession and you're coming off the field.
The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Fires to the tight end. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. So now it's second and long. Trying play action. Nowhere to go with long and down. He goes at the 39.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Wants to throw. It's Raiola. The short hands. It's Barney. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. And the Huskers line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Not going to take a chance to grab that one as it bounces out of bounds. The Tulane offense headed back onto the field. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on fourth downs, you're right. Create some of those explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. And he gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line.
Well, I think think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. Tulane forced to send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Punt will bounce out of bounds, and they're going to spot it at the 25. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. A rather unproductive series last time, 3 and out, and they'll try to do better this time around. They'll give it to Johnson. Turning it on! Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Off play action on first down. That's caught. It's Barney. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
Not difficult, not complicated, but early in the game, getting that rhythm. Find that timing to wide receiver so you're set up for success. Then you go attack deep later on.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. Oh, there's an alley to the left. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line. The Huskers will line it up on 1st and 10. Makes the grab. It's Barney. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
It's hard to have success on wide receiver screens when you're facing press man coverage because your blockers out front oftentimes can't pick them up, and that receiver gets gobbled up as soon as he catches the pass. We saw it on that last play.
Really good running, gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16. The Cornhuskers back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. To the ground, he's got it again. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Now they'll run it to the right here. Got enough space. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone. And the Huskers line it up with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive and finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Tulane has it back in the offense, coming out to go on the attack. They haven't exactly burst out of the starting blocks, and they need to get something together with this possession. Into a mass of giant bodies, we'll call it a 1-yard gain to the 24. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Off play action. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell.
There he goes. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down. They'll try to snap it quickly.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
You know, a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Bohannon.
Now, you've seen the evolution of these slot receivers. They're just matchup nightmares. They're hard to get your hand on. A lot of times, they're off the football. You can't jam them. These guys are so productive, and offenses really feature their best players most time in those slot positions.
On to the stick. It's Bohannon. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down. They've done a really good job creating the matchups they want out of the slot.
Yeah, dude, get that guy matched up on a linebacker. That guy matched up on a safety. Keep him away from the corners by putting him in the slot. Get him the football. Let him make plays.
Just on the edge of the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 21. On the ground, it's McClure. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. The Green Wave working with a fresh set of downs. Let's see if they keep it on the ground here. He caught it. Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3.
I'll tell you, when you've got a tight end like this, it makes it a lot easier calling pass plays on first down, even if the defense is in zone coverage. He did a really good job there, working his leverage.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Tulane. Field shrinks. Tight end grows. Big targets, big results.
I've never heard it put that way, but you're dang right. That guy is so big. A lot of times you get a DB matched up on him. He can just post him up. A linebacker, he can run by him. So that's why these tight ends are so dangerous down here in this red zone.
On to attempt the try. And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. They march 78 yards down the field. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? On the move from inside his 5. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. The early scripts have worked trying to add to this 14-7 lead. Goes to the option. Now the toss. Navigates that mass of bodies and gets 4 out to the 17. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Looking to throw, it's Raiola. Got it in the middle, it's Key. Breaks free. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Huskers.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Lining up for the PAT. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that last big play because here's the offense right away back at the line of scrimmage, ready to roll again with tempo.
And after the stop, that is going to put a bow on this first quarter. While we're only through 1, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat lines. turning point as we head into the second and get this game rolling again. So they go back to work after the break, and it is third down. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up. Tulane forced to send out the punt unit. A fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Man, what a drive that was the last time they had it. Basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and that can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play-action attempt.
The Huskers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. To the air, it's Raiola using the quick game. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49.
Well, they execute the in route. How about the arm strength by the QB? That was an absolute bullet on that completion.
Looking downfield on first down. That's caught. It's Hunter. Brought down at the 39 after a pickup of 10. It'll be a first down. The Cornhuskers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll leave it with him. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. Looking to fire. Throws to the wideout. Got a man in the middle. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. Down to the 16-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Quarterback, quick pass to the receiver. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
Keeping it on the ground with the single back. He's guided out of bounds at the 12-yard line. This will be the 7th play of the drive, and they need to convert 3rd and 6. From the gun, wants to pass. He wants it all. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska!
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not. So being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
And the extra point is good. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Tulane offense headed back onto the field. There's still plenty of time, but you see that 21-point deficit, and there is a sense of urgency now. Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29. Tulane to the line, facing 2nd and short. Back to pass. Not able to hook up there, incomplete.
I know that one falls incomplete, but I love the idea of finding ways to get this running back the ball, right? You can hand it off to him. He's got really good hands. Already has a few catches in this game. I think you keep trying to leak him out of the backfield and let him take advantage of this defense throwing the ball.
Such a big part to convert these third downs, and they've got it at the 42. Third and short, and I guess the only thing they really took out of play in the shotgun was the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I like to do, Reese. I mean, 3rd and inches, I want to run the quarterback sneak, run the football. But this team fully comfortable throwing the football, and you see why. Easy pitch, easy catch, first down.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on first down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
Quickly out to the tight end. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. Look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
Just not quite able to make the connection. It's incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
They worked that running game down to the 34. Let's give him 3 on the carry.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14. Tulane didn't start this drive with very good field position, but now they've got a chance to operate. Catch in the middle. It's Bohannon. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
The defense has their hands full trying to stop this guy in the slot. They're going to have to figure something out to bracket him, try and get 2 bodies around him, maybe get some safety help as well, because right now they do not have the answer for this guy.
Trying to move the pile into the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2. Marches ahead. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Green Wave. And the offense finds a way to cut into this lead. They still have plenty of work to do.
They do, but that's a big score. You don't want to get late and start getting in the second half where you're fighting to come back by so many points. So great job getting points, get that momentum back on your side so you can come out and do some good things when you get the ball next time.
He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, they trail by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. So a drive there of 82 yards. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. Back to pass, it's Raiola. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on first down. Second down coming up.
Well, you see them there taking the shot. I think the thought process is look, we've had so much success early in this game running the football. Let's see if we can now take advantage of the defense throwing the ball over their heads. They're going to be expecting...
Going for the big play. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
I know one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical, and early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
One back in the backfield, he gets the carry. He stopped right at the 31-yard line. That's not enough for a first down, and it'll be 4th. And the Huskers will try to pin them back with the punt. Makes the catch, and now looking for just a little bit of daylight. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. From the gun, the running back has it. They make the stop after a gain of 3 to the 31.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that...
Breaks into the open.
tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
Snagged in the middle. It's Hayes. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. Last completion moves the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. Out of the gun, the give to the back. He stopped dead in his tracks again. No running room to be found. They keep trying it and have had very little success.
You got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys.
Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work. Give to the single back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. The give to the back. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. Ball is at the 42-yard line, close to 4-down territory. Here's 3rd and short. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. Come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and short. Looking downfield, it's Raiola. Gets it out quickly. At the 40, there he goes. Open field on the, and he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. They say there's no more loyal fan base than the one at Nebraska. Well, this guy is becoming their hero with this performance.
And Nebraska fans have a special place in their heart for a quarterback that can run it, that can throw it, show you all the dimensions of their game because they've had so many great ones in the past. And this guy, he looks like the future.
PAT unit on the field. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Tulane has it back in the offense, coming out to go on the attack. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of the defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score and score pretty dang quickly.
I think that time offensively, you're just trying to take what the defense is giving you, right? They're playing zone coverage. You got your big fella just working right over the ball. It's an easy pitch and catch. Just take the profit and let's keep going.
Grab near the marker. It's McClure. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Oh, he had it right down the middle, and it just squirted right through his fingers, and they miss an opportunity for a nice play on first down. Well, will they dial up on second, and a long way to go. And off from the shotgun. Maybe a 3-yard pickup there, 3rd and long coming up.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Well, the defense finally has figured it out. That was critical for their confidence because they had been scored on earlier. They had given up a ton of yards. I think they understood the gravity of the situation. Third down, that was critical for them to get off the field, build momentum, build some confidence. Nice job that time by the defense.
The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They go to the ground. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
They'll go to the ground. Defense fills those gaps. He's got one to the 28. Let's see what call they have on 3rd and long from the 28. Scanning the field, it's Raiola. Get it out to the supersonic guy. Really nice job there to pick up the first down and get it to their own 41. The Huskers come to the line with a new set of downs. The handoff to Johnson. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Give to the running back. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
Well, when you talk Nebraska football, it always comes down to their ability running it on offense, whether it's the option or whether it's conventional. They've got a long and illustrious history of great running backs, and this guy is on the field for a reason. His vision, his ability to make people miss, run with toughness, he can do it all.
Grabbed in the backfield, it's Johnson. Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. Use the play fake, now to throw. Under fire. And they're not on the same page there.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on 1st down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. The Cornhuskers come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Looking to throw, it's Raiola. Quickly to the tight end. Got enough to move the sticks. First down from the 17. And the Huskers have pushed it inside the 20. From the red zone, looking for a space. Grabbed over the middle, it's Barney. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion.
You know, the defense doesn't have an answer for this slot guy right now. They may want to think about bracketing him, having a defender play to the outside and to the inside. Probably some sort of zone coverage where you're trying to get 2 bodies, forcing the quarterback to have to go somewhere else with the ball.
Stop me when you've heard this before. First down. First down. First down. Just continuing to put first downs together. So far, this defense, they just can't find any answers.
He'll keep it himself. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Motion from the wideout. Off the play fake. Going for 6. Touchdown, Huskers! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
And man, the defense really needed to stop there. They needed to create some momentum, get the ball back to the offense before the half. But the offense does their job, and they continue to pile on, continue to create momentum. There's going to have to be some questions answered at half with this squad because it's been a struggle in the first half.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. extra point. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And they closed the deal with the 7-yarder for the score. So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Tulane offense headed back onto the field. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be concerned. We're a little bit down. Listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here. We're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
They've already punted 4 times in this game, and they're about to run the guy out there for a 5th time if they don't pick up the first down here. Caught over the middle. It's McClure. He stopped at the 32. It'll be a first down in the waning seconds of the half. Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the wideout. On target to the left. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Tulane right back to the line. Looking to throw on first down. Pulls it in. It's McClure. They get him on the ground. Late in the half, they have the first down at the 41. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Here comes Tulane after picking up the first down. To the air on first down. Unloads to the wideout. He's got it. Knocked down at the 22. That's a first down, and they can still stop the clock. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. They'll play it safe and send out the field goal unit. Doesn't have a straight-on shot here. He'll kick it from the left hash and 39 yards out. And it slips just inside that right upright.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
From inside the 10, here he comes. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And holding on to a first-half lead, this offense will play it safe, take a knee, and head to the locker room. No tricks here. Looks as if they'll just run it out and take that lead into halftime. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, who's had a better seat there in New Orleans for a fun first half than you? And it's clear, the aerial attacks of both teams have been relentless. They've been burning each of these secondaries like toast. Just an assault on the defensive game plans, if there even were defensive game plans. Gotta think, fellas, based on the first 2 quarters, we're going to see every route in the route tree again in this second half. And with that, let's send it back to the fellas inside Yulman Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. About to start here in the second half. Tulane will kick it away. From inside his own 15, looking for room. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Not sure they had to adjust much as they'll try to build on this lead. Dropping back, it's Raiola. Finds his man in the middle. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
I'll tell you, man, I love quarterbacks that have arm talent, but that can throw it accurately at the same time, and you saw all of it on that in route.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. With the catch, it's Mills. They get him at the 42, but he picked up 10 there. It's 1st and 10 for this offense from the 42. Handoff to the single back.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Great penetration by this defense, and they knock him down behind the line. A loss of 1.
Well, the defense was trailing going in at halftime, and I think they made some adjustments against the run. They want to slow this guy down. That's a really nice start to the second half if you're on defense.
Throws to the wideout. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. The Huskers will call on their punt team. And the punt will hit at the 7, and they can't corral it. It goes into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. Tulane has it back in the offense, coming out to go on the attack. From the gun. Give on the inside. Not much there. Picks up a couple to the 22.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
He finds a dead spot in the middle. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. New set of downs after the completion. Looking to throw on 1st down. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31.
And I love playing man coverage on the back end. Get in those receivers' faces. Don't let them feel comfortable in run zone where they can find all these holes in the zone and my rush can't get home. Pressure them, pressure them, pressure them.
And he drops it. Just took his eye off of it at the last minute.
At this point, trailing by a lot, the defense is expecting you to throw it. If you're going to throw over the middle of the field, the window's going to open and close quickly. You've got to have better timing to complete that throw. They just didn't have it there.
Another incompletion on 3rd down.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that 3rd down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You've got to be able to make that play.
Makes the catch. Wants to make a move upfield. Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one. And, David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
No, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
Wow, the quarterback knew he had to get that one to his receiver quickly on the in route. Did you see the velocity on that throw?
Back to pass, it's Raiola. Gets it to him on the screen. Inside the 45. Oh, he's got some space. And he'll go out of bounds, and this aerial attack just continues to carve this defense into tiny slices. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. The corner. Got a man, it's Key. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
He wants to throw it again. The short hands, it's Key. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a 1st down. And the Huskers are on the move. From the red zone, looking for a man. Quick strike complete. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. Just a quick rhythm throw there and really good use of the tight end.
Yeah, good use of the big fella. I mean, go through your progressions real quick. You can't find anything. Get the easy gain. Don't take a shot down the field all the time. Take those shots later, but take those easy, wide-open opportunities to get some positive chunks.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
off the play fake on first down to throw. Fires into the end zone. Wide out trying to get it in. Goes out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they'll be set up and in great position here. Looking for just one more yard. It's 2nd and goal. Trying to slam in. Touchdown, Nebraska! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, the lead is even bigger. That drive covered 62 yards for the touchdown, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. The Tulane offense headed back onto the field. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
To the air on 2nd down. Finds his tight end. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
And that's a great job executing the drag route. You just bring the big fella across the formation, wait for him to come open. The quarterback does a good job seeing him, finds him in the hole, hits him. Perfect job.
And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. They'll try the run. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
You know, as a defense, you can have the right call and the right guy in the right spot, but that guy's just too good. And how about the running back on that play? Just making it happen, breaking off the huge gain. It's tough to get these guys on the ground.
And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. And now on 2nd down for this offense. Gonna run it. It's McClure. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
I tell you what, they're down, but they're not out with this guy. They keep feeding him. He keeps having success on the ground. Maybe I use this now to catapult, use some play action, make some bigger plays down the field. But the run game has not been the problem today.
Catch in the middle. It's Bohannon. He was smelling that end zone, but they get him down at the 4 after the big pass play.
I know the offense is down by a lot here in the second half. You just need one big play, though, to spark the offense, get the confidence going, and they may have found it right there in that completion. Good throw, good catch. Now we got to keep it going.
From the gun. Big guy smells it. Touchdown, Green Wave. The offense puts up 6 for that trip to the end zone. A methodical drive that they finish off by tossing it to the tight end.
And the tight end, I tell you what, this is a position that's evolved so much, right? And you see him move all over the field. It's kind of like, where is Waldo? You got to find this big fella, especially down in the red zone area. This is the guy they're going to target. They make the big play, get the touchdown.
And they pick up the extra point. Kicker knocked it right down the middle. So it's a 73-yard touchdown drive. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. On the move from inside his 5. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. They'll go back to work with a sizable margin still up there on the scoreboard. With jet sweep pass. Looking for room at the 25. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. The Huskers just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. Quick pass on the fly motion. He makes a little bit of headway and is pushed out of bounds at the 43.
Man, the defense, you hold your breath. When this receiver has the football out in space, you have got to make sure you're playing with outstanding pursuit. Nice job there, but as this game goes on, they've got to keep an eye on this guy and make sure they know where he is at all times.
Just another big play for this guy who spent the entire game wide open, couple of touchdowns here, and he moves the sticks again, David.
Yeah, so I'll keep finding it, Reese. I mean, this is a guy that, listen, we're in the second half now. He's already made plays. I know I can trust him, so I'm going to continue to feature him in this offense because I know he'll continue to make big plays.
The Cornhuskers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Dropping back, it's Raiola. Got it in the middle, it's Key. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. And the Huskers will snap it on 1st and 10. Wide receiver going in motion. Calls his own number. His junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
Quarterbacks generally, guys, we know, they're not as big and not as physical runners as running backs, so it is going to be trickier for them to break tackles. I like the idea of getting the design quarterback run game going, but moving forward, let's see if we can get him out to the perimeter.
And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. Trying to pick up a 1st down. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Quickly complete. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Cornhuskers!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And he knocked that one right down the middle. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Tulane has it back in the offense, coming out to go on the attack. They've fallen into a hole here, and they need to start fighting back right now on this drive. They shut it down quickly, but he gets 2 out to the 18. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Grabbed in the middle. It's McClure. Gets it out to the 27-yard line, and they'll move the chains for a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Fires to the tight end. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. Trying to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Wide open downfield. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the 1st down.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the 2nd half moving forward.
Got it in the middle. It's McClure. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a 1st down. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Looking downfield on 1st down. Got him downfield. They make the tackle, but not before he finishes off this 3rd period with a big play. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the 4th. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. A 1st down run on the doorstep. And he takes it in for the
some kind of rhythm. The offense put some points up. But, man, if they'd have started a little bit better, they might have had a chance to be a little bit more in this ballgame.
And they did tack on the extra point. An 84-yard drive there. And he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. Touchback, the ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything.
Turning it on! Finally corralled, but not before. He picked up the first down. The Huskers, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. Stopped behind the line of scrimmage, and that is a rare sight for this defense today against this guy. The Cornhuskers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Now on second down. The play action fake. Just a short pass to the tight end. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
They say tight ends are a quarterback's best friend in the pass game because think about it. The tight end's the guy lined up closest to the quarterback, which means generally those are the easiest throws a quarterback has. You saw it on that play.
Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. And the Huskers decide to punt it away. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. Now on the return. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. The Tulane offense headed back onto the field. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea now is to finish strong and just take whatever happens in the rankings next week. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Back to pass.
I just love quarterbacks that aren't greedy and that aren't always trying to throw the home run ball, right? Second down, you're in your own end of the field. The guy you want to throw to is not open. Just find the back. He'll go do something positive with it. This guy is a weapon, and you got to find him in the passing game.
That's a really nice game. It just would have been really nice to see this from this offense earlier. Now you're getting to the point where there's a couple of thought processes. Do I build momentum for next week? Do I try to get this offense, the ground game clicking, or do I throw the football every play and try to make this football game close?
Well, this guy must feel like he's run into a buzzsaw in this game. He has been under duress all game long, and that's a big reason why he's thrown multiple interceptions in the game, too. Nothing coming easy to him. It's hard to see the field when your internal clock is going off so fast because of the pressure of this defense, and that's why they find themselves down by so much here in the 4th.
The Green Wave lining up, facing 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Got a man, it's McClure. Now with a great opportunity as they pick up the first down, they've got it at the 40.
Yeah, what a nice job finding your matchup, Palmer, on 3rd down. Understanding I got a guy that can catch the ball to the backfield. Nice angle route, getting right there between the linebackers and getting the 3rd down conversion.
It was a really good job, too, David, of the running back that time, setting up like he was going to the flat, and the linebacker gets a little bit too excited. He then puts his foot in the ground, cuts back to the middle. It's an easy pitch and catch, and they get the first down.
Catch in the middle. It's Bohannon. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
This quarterback is such a playmaker, and his arm is what makes him so special. Could this be the game that sends him to New York City for the Heisman Trophy? He's now got over 450 passing yards.
Fires to the big fella. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size. short. Now the play fake. Tight end finds a soft spot. They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a 1st and goal from the 10. Love the way he didn't just run to a spot. He found the cushion in the zone and got himself open for the 1st down.
Yeah, and you're taught to find that space. Don't run right into a zone defender who's sitting there looking at the quarterback and looking at you. So much creativity with routes now and being able to just have subtle moves one way, come back the other way. Nice job by the tight end finding that hole in the zone.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Back's got it. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Finding it tough to make positive yardage. Now 3rd and goal from the 2. Trying to barge in. Touchdown Greenway. And they take it in for 6 more points.
And I love the physicality of this offense. It's 3rd and goal. It's money time. I've got to be more physical than you. And that's exactly what this offense just did. Put the ball on the ground and put it in the end zone.
Lining up to add another. Bangs it through for an extra point. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
And there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football. Make your plays. Put a good drive together here.
They'll move the wide receiver. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. To throw, it's Raiola. Fakes the grab. He's knocked down just short of the 30 at the 29-yard line. It brings up 4th down. The Huskers will punt this one away. They're up to a half dozen kicks today. Looks it all the way in and now turns his attention upfield. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. Tulane has it back in the offense coming out to go on the attack. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the rankings next week. They stop him just a link or two short of the 1st, and man, what they can do on 2nd down here. Less than a yard to go to pick up the 1st down. Snagged in the middle, it's Mobley. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chain.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on you.
They'll ride the running back and leave it with him.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Mobley. This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the 1st down.
My goodness, dude, that is close to 500 yards. Most people can't do that on air. Most people can't do that in a video game.
This Tulane offense has a great drive going. Wants to throw on 1st down. Finds the tight end. Excellent
defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Rally to the football. Gang tackle. You're going to win this game.
Power football with the run. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Well, that play didn't stand a chance. I mean, nobody even blocked that guy. And he's able to get the tackle for loss.
Tulane comes to the line. Lots of work to do on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Caught over the middle. It's Mobley. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down.
And listen, everything's 4-down territory at this point when you're trailing by this much late in the game. So it's okay you didn't get the first down there, but now the pressure's on to convert this. Otherwise, it's ball game.
On fourth down, trying to find his man. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. Motion from the wide receiver. Touch pass on the jet sweep. And he'll pick up one. It brings up 2nd and 9. Went to the running game on first down. Now here they come again. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. To the air, it's Raiola. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. The Cornhuskers will punt it away on fourth down. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Looks it in at the 40. He was working his way on the return toward midfield. They'll stop him at the 46. The Tulane offense headed back onto the field. These last couple of drives, Jesse, have been about the defense making clutch stand.
I think for this offense, they can stay aggressive knowing that their defense is going to bail them out time and time again here.
Yeah, and especially when you go for those 4th down situations, you do that a lot of times because you know your defense can make stands, make stops. They did on that last possession for you.
Now on first down from the 40. Looking to throw on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Mobley. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. The 2-minute timeout arrives, and we have certainly seen miracles in college football, and they will certainly need one here. Tulane to the line, facing 2nd and short. Got it in the middle, it's Mobley. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. To the air on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Bohannon. They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. Lost the throw again. Back's looking for the goal line. Touchdown, Green Wave. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Nice job by the offense going down the field, putting points on the board, but you're still down a couple possessions. Still need some good things to happen. You need your kicker to go over there and get warmed up. We need an onside. We need to score some points. We need a lot of things to go right to win this football game.
Ready to try the point after. Smashes it through for the PAT. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And it was finished off with a 2-yard touchdown toss. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. With the game in hand, the offense choosing to just have the quarterback take a knee. Guys, this is a story we see every single year in college football. Ranked teams losing ranked opponents. Whatever the reasons, it adds to the flavor of a season.
It's so good because we all love the upsets. And then if you're the team that got that ranked win, Jesse, you start to build your resume, start to build some momentum. So this squad got a good win today.
They sure did. They put the rest of